Hi, in this video, I want to talk about 3 books that has changed how I think and why you should read them too. So let's get started. The first book I want to talk about is called The Arafur by Sun Tzu. Now, the book Arafur is a book about strategies that were or are used in wars. But wait, before you say that you are not into wars and history, neither am I. This book is more about how you can correlate these strategies into your real life and work in this modern era. So, for example, one of the phrases in the book is, "Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt." So what the author is trying to portray here is the importance of both planning and execution. So when they say that let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, they mean that make your plans in silence and make them impenetrable. And when you move, which is when you execute, fall like a thunderbolt means execute fast. So this was one example. There are many more strategies that will hit home and help you connect the dots on these strategies from war to how to correlate them with the life that you are having now. I'll give you one more phrase to ponder around as food for thought, which goes, appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak. I'll leave you with that. The second book I want to talk about is Deep Work by Cal Newport. Now, this is a book that I was suggested multiple times, but I never read it until recently. I'll say one thing. The time you spend without reading this book by not having read this book is time wasted. So read it now. And what I mean by that is that, if you do not read it today and read it a year later, I'm sure that you will regret and wish that you had read it earlier. So read it now if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a designer, if you are a developer, if you are anyone who has to do focus intensive work, you should read the book as soon as possible. What this book is about is that the writer shows you very vividly the difference between deep work and shallow work. Now, deep work is when you focus on one task and get it done. But let's talk in examples. Have you ever felt so accomplished after completing a hard piece of task in a very short amount of time? It's such a nice feeling, right? And if you think about it, you'll find that while you were doing that work, you were so involved in doing that you were less aware about your surroundings. You were less aware about what was happening around you. That is what we call getting into the flow. There are other times when you are busy the whole day, but you accomplish very little or nothing. That's shallow work. That is the premise of the book. The author explains deep work, shallow work, the benefits of deep work, how the shallow work can cause problems, and how to do deep work. Now, imagine if you could master the art of getting into the flow or doing deep work all the time. You would at least be, say, 5 times to 10 times more productive, which would mean that you can achieve 5 times to 10 times more in a shorter period of time. Isn't that amazing? Please read this book. The third book I want to talk about is Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. Okay, what do I say about this book? The best compliment that I can give to any book, which would be to this book, is this is the book I have gifted the most to people around me. So anytime I find an opportunity to gift a book, it would be this book, Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. and I'm sure it will going to stay the same. And the reason I give this book is because I'm so confident that no matter who you are, no matter what to do, no matter where you are at your journey, no matter if you're a millionaire or a student who is just starting out, this book will serve you nuggets so good and meaningful that each sentence of this book has the possibility, has the power to change your life. Now, let me tell you what the book is all about. The author Tim Ferriss runs a podcast called The Tim Ferriss Show, where he's invited over 200 world-class people. And the interviews are more like 2-3 hours long, in-depth discussions that are highly valuable. The book is the distillation, not a script of the podcast, but a distillation of the podcast interviews divided into 3 different segments. The first segment is about health. The second section is about wealth, which includes learning from people like Reid Hoffman, Peter Thiel, Damon John. I wasn't wrong when I said these are world-class people, right? The third section is called wise, which of course has learnings from some very wise people. So trust me when I say this is not, the information inside the book is not something that you can find easily on the internet. This book is a shortcut for you to gems that you can only find after doing a lot of digging. And this book will save you from doing a lot of digging. So please do read all of these 3 books and let me know your views in the comment section.